Hi everybody, welcome back to Philosophy Media. So in this video, we're going to be creating some art in the terminal, specifically ASCII art, kind of like what you're seeing on your screen right now. This can of course be done manually, but today we're going to be downloading and installing a couple tools that are going to make life a whole lot easier for us. We can also add these commands as scripts to create banners and other types of art for our scripts. I've actually just started doing this not too long ago and found it to be quite a bit of fun. So I thought I'd make this video in case you were thinking about maybe doing something similar. And there's 4 different tools that I normally use to do this. And they're listed right here. So we got Figlet, Toilet. Don't ask me where they got that name from. I'm guessing it's French. Cowsay, and Lolcat. And the commands we'll be using today, I'll just be copying and pasting from this page right here. And in case you're following along and you want to also copy and paste these commands, you can find them at phosphonmedia.com. And then just click on GNU/Linux and then scroll down until you see fonts and then click on ASCII Art. And that'll bring you this page right here. So the first tool we're going to cover is called Figlet. And mainly what this tool does is it just displays a banner of text, I guess, for whatever text you pass in for the argument. So for this example, I just use the word example. And all I need to do is type in Figlet with a space, and then whatever text you want to display on the screen, and that'll create this banner right here for you. And there are a couple of additional options you can use with this command. So if I just scroll down a bit here, so just on its own, it's going to create this banner right here. And then if we add the -F flag, we can specify a specific font if we want to change up the font. So for this example, I just use the mini font. And in addition to that, we can also specify where we want the font to be displayed on the screen. So we have the -L for left, -C for center, and -R for right, which you can see right here. And then just below that, we can also pass in the -K flag if we want the letters to be separated. So for example, if I go back here, as you can see with this command on its own, all these letters are kind of mashed together. But if you use the -K flag, it separates each one of these letters. So I guess it just depends on the look you're going for. And after that, we have Toilet. And yeah, pretty much all this tool does is it transforms or changes or creates large letters from small letters. As you can see right here, each one of these letters is just comprised of a bunch of smaller letters. Whether or not you can customize exactly which characters it uses, I'm not quite sure. But just run on its own, that's what you get right there. And there are a couple of additional options with this tool also, such as the font. You can switch up the font a bit. And I'm pretty sure this depends on whichever fonts you have installed on your system as to the fonts that are available. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm just assuming that's the way it goes. And then right here, you can print out a list of different filters that are available to transform the text however you want. For example, you can crop it. You can change the color. That's kind of funny. It has gay for rainbow. And metal, I'm assuming, is just blue and grays, maybe some blacks. You can flip the text horizontally, vertically. You can rotate it, and you can also add borders to it. So say if I just close this off and then click on this example right here, we can see this tool displaying the text example with the border around it. And to use the border, all we had to do is give it the -F flag and say border, and that will display that border for us. And of course, too, we can also, like I just said, get a list of different available filters by using the -L flag, I believe. Or no, sorry, -F. Will give us a list of different filters we can use. And we'll definitely try out a couple of those. And after that, we have Cowsay, which is probably my favorite one. I guess because it displays animals, as you can see right here. And whatever argument is given to the command or passed in will be shown inside of the bubble of whatever, I guess, the animal is saying. And there are additional options with this as well. Such as the -G, we can change the expression of the cow's face. So a -G, I think, is for greedy because it's showing dollar signs for eyes. -D, I think, is for delusional or delirious, I guess, because it has the eyes have been replaced with X's, and it has a U for the tongue. And then we have -P, I think, for paranoid, because he does look a little bit paranoid there. And yeah, we'll definitely try those out. I'll close this. And then right here, we can select specific characters for the eyes and the tongue. So right here, we're using O's for the eyes and the capital V for the tongue. And we can get the eyes by using the -E flag and the tongue by the -T. And then after that, you just specify whatever you want to use. And then right here, we can print out a list of available animals. So there's a whole bunch of different animals we can use. And in this example, I just use the duck and the elephant. I think we'll try out a couple other ones too. And then last up, we have Lolcat. So pretty much all this is going to do is just add color. So we can use the commands that we were just talking about a couple of minutes ago. For example, this one is using Figlet. It's printing out the word example, and then we're piping it through Lolcat to give it some color. And same thing was done here with toilet and Cowsay. This makes it a little bit nicer, I guess. So I think what I'll do now, maybe is just jump over the terminal. We'll install these and run them and see what we get. So first up, we got Figlet. And we can install that with this command right here. So sudo apt install Figlet. And we can install other tools the same way too, just with apt. If that's, of course, you're on a Debian-based system. If you're on, say, something like Fedora or Red Hat, you'd use DNS and so on. But yeah, just basic way to install each one of these packages just by using whichever package manager that you already have on your system. So let's jump over the terminal and clear this out. And then to install Figlet, all you have to do is say sudo apt install Figlet and enter. As you can see, I already have it installed in the system. And then to use it, all you have to do is say Figlet with a space and then whatever text you want to display. I'll just say example, hit enter, and there it is. So nothing too crazy, but it's definitely an easy way to emphasize some text in your script. Say if you have this as the title of your script and you want it in big bold letters at the top, this would be one way to do it. And of course, we have additional options here too. So I'll just clear this, go back to the terminal. So we've already installed it and use that command right there. So up next here, we can maybe specify a different font. So this example is going to be using the mini font. So maybe we can try that out. Let's go back to the terminal. And we'll use the -F flag for that. So we'll just say Figlet, -F, and then whatever font you want to use. And I think I'll just use mini for this one and say example. Yeah, and there's the example in that mini font. And maybe I'll just try one other font here. Maybe just, script. Yeah, and there's the output in script format, or in the script font. I'll clear this, go back to the browser. And then we can also specify where we want it on the screen. So if we want it justified to the left, we can use the capital L. The center would be the C, and right would be R. So let's try those out. So we can say Figlet -capital L, and then whatever you want to text you want to display. Yeah, that's left justified, so I'm guessing that's just the default. And then if we run the same command again, and then use the -C, it should center it. Yeah, and there it's centered. And then we can try the -R for right. Yeah. So all looks good there. So just in case you wanted to place that text in a different spot of the screen, at least horizontally, you could use those commands right there. So I'll just close this and scroll down a bit further. So here with this command with the -K, we can just make sure that these letters are each separated. So say if I go back to the previous example right here, you can see how all the letters are kind of mashed together. If we use the -K, it'll separate them for us. So maybe we can try that. So I'll say Figlet, -K, and yeah, that's right. And then just example. Yeah, and now all the letters are separated. And that's pretty much it for Figlet, I guess, at least for now. We can also pair this with the pipe it into the Lolcat command, which also gives us a little bit of color. Well, we'll try that at the end here. So next we have toilet. And to install that, we can just use the package manager again. So just apt install toilet. And here's what we'll get by default. So let's try that. So I'll say sudo apt install toilet. I already have it installed. And then to use it, all we have to do is say toilet. And then I'll say example. And there it is. So nothing too crazy, but I guess it just depends on whichever look you're going for. And we already installed it. We ran that. And like with the tool above, the tool that we talked about previously, we can also specify the font here too. So just like so. And that also requires the -F flag. So I'll say toilet -F and say, I guess, mini, and then example. Yeah, and there it is in the mini font. And maybe let's try once more with script. Yeah, it looks like script. At least close enough to the version of what ASCII Art would give us. So if I go back here, we can see right here, we can get a list of different filters. So I guess different ways we can manipulate this text. And let's use the -F and then list. So we'll say toilet, -F, and then list. Yeah, and that'll give us a list of filters. And I think what I'll try maybe is metal. Go with metal color there. So toilet, -F, and then metal, and then example. Yeah, and there we have our blue, white, and gray text there for metal. And then maybe I'll try one more here. Let me try border. Yeah, and there it is with the border. Yeah, and that does it for toilet. So now we got Cowsay. This one's kind of fun. So we can just install it the same way. Sudo apt install Cowsay. And I already have it installed. Then use it. We can just say Cowsay and then example. And there's our cow. And he's saying example. So where my keyboard's on the fritz here. So whenever I type the super key, sometimes it doesn't hit it. Sometimes it hits it twice. Friggin' thing's only 2 years old. But anyways, yeah, we already did that stuff. So now we can customize the facial expressions with the -G for greedy, -D for delirious or delusional, and -P for paranoid. So let's try those out. So I'll say Cowsay -G example. Yeah, and there's the greedy cow. me try -P. Yep, for paranoid. And I think the other one was -D. It looks a little, I guess disoriented maybe is what that stands for. I don't know. But at least that way we can specify exactly, or not exactly rather, but the expressions on the cow's face. And I'm pretty sure we can also specify exactly what those characters are too. So if we go back here, yeah, use specific characters. So I'll just copy and paste this command right here. Go back to terminal and paste that in. So after you run this, I guess it's using the -E for the eyes. So we have the 2 O's there. So those 2 O's should be the eyes. And then the -T for the tongue. So it should have a V for a tongue. So let's hit enter. Yeah, and there it is. So we got the O's for the eyes, the V for the tongue, and he's saying example. Come on, super key. There we go. And after that, we can maybe print out a list of available animals. So there's our list right there. And I have an example right here with the duck and the elephant. So we can maybe try that out. So -L. So Cowsay, -L. And there's our list of animals. And then to use them, we can just use the -L to get the list and -F to pick the animal. So when you say Cowsay, -F, and maybe I'll try the flaming sheep here. That should be interesting. And then whatever you want to say. And there's our flaming sheep. So maybe I'll try one more. And pony, duck, elephant. Let me try dragon. I haven't seen this one yet. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. That's certainly a dragon. And he's saying example. And that does it for Cowsay. So last up, we have Lolcat. And all this is going to do is going to add some color to the commands that we just used. So you can see here, we got Figlet, Toilet, and Cowsay. They just all have, they've all been piped into Lolcat. So maybe we can try those out. So maybe I'll say Figlet, or to install it rather, say sudo apt install lolcal. Why can't I remember that? Lolcat, sorry. apt install lolcat. I already have installed. So to use it, we can just use any of the other tools that we're just using. I'll just use Figlet. What's going on with my keyboard? Figlet, and say example, and then pipe it through Lolcat. Yeah, and there we have our banner, all nice and colorful now. So that'll definitely stick out in a script. If you're just sick of running scripts in the terminal and just seeing plain white text, at least this way we can add a bit of color to it. So that looks pretty cool. And then maybe try it with say cow, or Cowsay rather. Cowsay example. Pipe it through Lolcat. Yeah, and there's our cow with some color. And I haven't played around with this too much, but I'm assuming you can pipe in a lot of different commands to create ASCII art in many other ways than I'm showing here today. It's kind of one of those things you just got to jump into and play around with to see what's available. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So there are, of course, other tools available to create ASCII art. These are just the four most common ones that I use most often, or that I actually do use. But I'm assuming there is quite a few more that you could maybe check out. I just do a quick search for, and then just check and make sure it's in your repositories. And then if it is, just give it a try, because these programs are really lightweight. So if you end up installing, say, 2 or 3 additional programs like this on your machine, it shouldn't take up many resources at all. And these are fairly small in size, I think. I was trying to think of what else I can show you here. Maybe I'll show you that in a script quick. So I do have a script on my machine called Notes that I just use to manage and organize all my notes. And that's using the Figlet command and Lolcat to just make the banner a little more presentable, I guess. So maybe I'll show you that quick. So if I just say Notes, yeah, there's the colorful banner right there. And I'll just run through this quick. Firefox. Maybe just pick this guy right here. And just say read. Yeah, there's our cow right there. So kind of nice just to have additional ways to add, not functionality to your script, but just make it a little bit nicer when it's running in the terminal. And actually, maybe I'll show you that script really quick too, so we can have a look at and see where those commands are in the script. Sorry. So if I maybe just go into modules, bash, and say vim notes. Oh. Let me try notes.sh. There we go. So right here is the Figlet command. So this created the banner. And yeah, as you can see, it just printed out the word notes and then piped it through Lolcat to make it colorful. And then the Cowsay command would be down here. And there's Cowsay right there. And this looks a little bit different because I'm using variables that I'm printing out. But yeah, just like we did before, all you have to do is say Cowsay, and then whatever text you want to print out of the screen after that, and you're good to go. And then if you want to make it colorful, you just add a pipe symbol, and then the command lolcat, and that'll give it some color for you. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I can't really think of anything else to show you. Yeah, I hope this helped. If you guys were looking for some way to maybe spruce up your scripts or make them look a little more flashy or presentable in the terminal, I found these tools to be quite a bit of fun just to play around with. And like I said, there are lots of other ones that also have the same functionality too that you can play around with. These are just the ones that I'm most familiar with. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.